Okay, good morning and welcome to our live Q&A session today, which is all about studying for a career in computing. I'm Najit and I'll be joined by our three expert panelists today that will be answering questions on computing. We've got Neil. Neil is one of our computing lecturers on our course, on our computing courses. Hi Neil.
Oh yeah, you okay?
Yeah, fine, thank you. And we've got Mina as well. Mina is our head of curriculum for computing. Hi, Mina.
Hello, everyone.
And we've got Tony as well today. Tony is one of our careers and guidance officers. Hi, Tony.
Good morning.
Right, okay, so without further ado, just going to tell you a little bit about the context behind our live sessions and what we've been up to the last few days. So we are broadcasting a series of live events to support anyone who's thinking about studying with us at Walsall College, or for people who need to support adults or young people with their education and training needs as well. So with us, you can study anything from full-time courses, apprenticeships, part-time or evening courses, right from entry level all the way up to degree level as well, on some of our courses. We have a huge range of courses, so lots of different subject areas and different ways to study as well, so ranging from attending one of our world-class facilities, from studying online, or in the workplace as well. So lots of different things that we've got going at the college. As I said, today's session is about computing. The tutors here will let you know about lots of different things, like what the courses offer, what kinds of careers these courses can lead on to, and even just things like what kind of equipment you might need, or facilities that are also available for our students as well. If you do have any questions as the session goes along, please pop them in our feed and we will try and answer them within the session. If for any reason we can't answer them in the session, we are still messaging people back, so we will get back to you in some way, shape or form. Before we kick off, just want to mention a couple of other sessions that we have got coming up. On Thursday at 4 p.m, we have a session about fashion, and then on the following Monday we have a session about plumbing, and both of those sessions are they'll be live at 4 p.m. on Facebook as well. You can find out about these sessions and as well as all our other sessions that we have got planned on our website under the events tab. You can also go on Facebook under the events tab, and all of our sessions will be listed on there, and we are still adding lots of other new sessions, so just keep checking back and having a look at what we've got on our list as well. So hopefully that'll be really helpful for you guys. Before we start talking about computing, I think we may have quite a lot of viewers on here that have actually already applied for a course. It might not be computing, it might be a different course at the college, and they want to know what's happening next. I just want to let you know that we have received your applications and we will be contacting you in due course to let you know what the next steps are for college. So, I mean, it does all depend on the lockdown situation and the guidance that we receive from the government in letting us know when it is safe to let people come back into college and safely as well. So what we are trying to arrange, obviously once we know a bit more information about when lockdown will be eased, we are trying to arrange welcome weeks. So what we will do is, once we've got these planned and in place, we will contact the applicants, and what the welcome weeks will give you is an opportunity to meet the tutors, have a look at the facilities, and just make sure that we put you on the right course for your level. So don't worry too much about what level you're applying for at the minute. We will get that sorted when we do meet you during summer, hopefully at some time. So do keep applying. We will contact you. We have got your applications on file, and we will contact you as soon as we know exactly what's happening with the governmental guidance in regards to lockdown. So yeah, do hang in there guys, don't worry. So at the moment, yeah, the most important thing to do is to keep applying, and we will reserve a space for you for September. So without further ado, let's actually get on to today's session, which is all about computing. Mina, can you really briefly just tell us what kind of courses are on offer? I think you'll be talking to us about our level 1 to level 3 offer.
Yes, thank you, Naj. At Walsall College, we have a really large computing department, and although Naj alluded to courses 1 to level 3, we have courses from level 1 to level 6, and we have got a number of pathways: software, web design, games, and computing hardware and cybersecurity. So it depends on what your aspirations are. If you wish to go to study at university, then we cater for that as well. If you want to just study higher education in college, we have those courses. And if you're an adult and you would like to go and study at higher education, but you don't have a prior experience or prior knowledge, and you still want to make a start somewhere, we have that option as well through access to HE. If you think you don't have the right English and maths grade to go at the right level here, we provide those reset opportunities as well in college along with your main course studies. So it's a kind of a good bundle of program of studies. So you just need to let us know what you're hoping to do and we'll give you the right advice and guidance with regards to different courses.
So we've got a wide range there. Neil, just bringing you in, we have got a new course starting in September, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got the T-levels starting in September. So it's a new national qualification that's being rolled out across the UK starting in September. Lots of different T-levels are being rolled out over the next couple of years. These are qualifications that have been developed in partnership with employers to make sure that the students that achieve those qualifications, that achieve the T-levels at the end, that they've got the skills that are in demand by employers, so that they're work ready. They've not just got the skills, for example, in computing, but they've also got the skills, the wider skills that employers are looking for, communication skills, etc. So yeah, that's been rolled out in September. The main difference with this qualification is that it provides a work placement, a 315-hour work placement over the duration of the course, which is 2 years. So students are able to get, real good quality work experience in the industry that they've chosen. And then a lot of people will probably be asking then, well, what's the difference between the T-level and an apprenticeship? Well, with the T-level, you're looking at approximately 20% of your time on the course will be on placement and 80% will be in the classroom studying in classroom sessions. With an apprenticeship, it's the opposite. With an apprenticeship, you're looking at 20% in the classroom and 80% on work placement. So that's the main difference between the T-level and the apprenticeship. So the T-level we're starting with in computing in September is the T-level in digital design, production and development. So essentially it's a T-level in software development and programming, etc. It's a 2-year full-time course, level 3. So it's level 3 in that it's equivalent to 3 A-levels. It's the course that you join to obviously mainly progress. It provides multiple progression routes actually, progress into employment, especially with that work placement, that really provides a good opportunity to get you the skills to progress straight onto employment after completing the level 3. Or universities obviously will recognise it because it's a high quality course and you'll be able to progress on to do a degree should you wish to do that. In terms of employment, this T-level obviously is focused on software development. So you're looking at employment in junior positions such as a junior programmer, junior software developer, junior web developer, mobile app developer, potentially games developer, because that's a growing industry in the UK, a tester to test the programs, lots of different careers that are available through this route. So like I said, it's a 2-year course. So year 1 is known as the core. That's where you'll be taught and learn the fundamental principles, the underpinning knowledge that you need for a career in the industry, hence why it's known as the core. The assessment for year 1 is 2 externally set exams, both worth a third of the overall grade for the first year, and a 14.5-hour employer set project. That employer set project you do in the classroom. So you might do 2 hours on the project in the classroom on one day, next day you do another 2 hours and so on. So it's 2 externally set exams and a project. Each of those 3 assessments are all equal weighting, so they're all worth a third of the overall grade of the first year. So that's the first year. And then year 2 is known as the occupational specialism. That's where you'll learn, again, more of the underpinning knowledge that you need, but it takes you up to that next level, essentially, of what you learn. It goes into more detail about programming, software development, the life cycle models that you follow, testing, etc. Everything that you need to know to get into that sort of career. And there's just one assessment on that year. At the end of the year, you do a 72.5-hour project. I know it sounds pretty weighty, but it's split over many weeks. And again, you do a couple of hours, different days on that project, and that's the way that's assessed. So yeah, it's a great looking qualification. A lot of us in the staff room say that if this qualification was around when we were studying, we'd jump straight onto it.
It sounds really exciting.
It is, yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, may I add one thing, Neil, right? The T-level employer set project for the core and the occupational specialism project for the second year. These are set by the awarding bodies in collaboration with employers. These are not set. So it's not set by colleges. These come from the employers. So it really gives you the flavor of how interested employers are in this qualification and how they measure your skills at the end of first year and end of second year. So when you go out with industry skills that you're going to be, you will feel that you already know most of the things that you have done in college when you jump into jobs. So it does give you.
It's important that it's the employers are basically saying these are the skills we want our, we would like your students to leave with. So they're having the opportunity there to completely tick box exactly the skills employers want, which will then make the students a lot more employable when they leave the college, isn't it? So
and the projects basically simulate the job that you want to do.
Yeah.
So they'll simulate everything that you would actually have to do in those sort of careers.
That sounds absolutely fantastic, really, really good.
Neil did mention about this is like how different it is with apprenticeship. It's actually a vocational qualification instead of BTEC, but on parallel with A levels. So it's quite a heavy qualification, and it does give you, Neil mentioned about work placements. So you'll be working in industry for 1 day or 2 days a week, getting that work experience that is relevant to your classroom learning. So whatever you learn in classroom, you apply that in industry, in your work placement, and what you learn with employers, you go and apply that in classroom. So there are transferability skills that you're going to be developing alongside your learning as well.
Yeah. Okay. Just moving forward, Mina, what sorts of facilities have we got available for students at the college?
I think Walsall College, computing is quite privileged department. We have had a lot of investment been made into computing. We have 2 big Cisco labs, and these are supported through NetAcad, which is Open University venture, and also Cisco itself. They are really well-kitted labs that allows you to do networking, and we have got 2 sets of machine in each room where students are allowed untethered access, admin access onto the machines, so they can experiment without having the block through IT help desk. Oh, you can't do that, you don't have admin right. Students can have really free reign, and that's our networking and security. We do forensics, and for that we use a lot of virtual machines like Kali Linux and things, so students can have real good hands-on experience. With software, we got general PC rooms such as one like you have in the background there, and we have specialized room that has got PC games installation, so PCs are quite high spec. We have Arduino's kit, we got Raspberry Pis, we got Lego Mindstorm kit, we teach students on Python, we do Power BI, we got level 6 for our HE courses. We have dedicated classroom that has got dual screen for each student, and a gaming specification PCs that allows really high spec program to run on it. We are also looking at possibly partnering with Hawaii and Fujitsu to set up rooms dedicated to those courses. So it's absolutely amazing kit we got. I mean, I think I feel really privileged to be part of computing at Walsall College, because we actually get all the software and resources that we need to get the job done to really high spec.
That's fantastic. Some really great facilities, and you mentioned a couple of really great employers there we could be working with. Neil, would students need to buy any equipment for the courses?
No, not really. All of the software, because it's a software, with our software development courses, for example, all of the kit, all of the software is freely downloadable. You don't have to pay for it. We use a lot of open source software. In terms of like the networking courses, etc., obviously we have the labs and students can use all the equipment at the college, and it's best they do it that way because it's a safe environment, obviously. So there's no real equipment they need. We have obviously great facilities at the college, like remote access, so students can dial in to the college network to access their work and use the software that's on the college network. So no, there's not really anything they need to buy. Maybe a small USB drive to store extra work on there if they want, but they can store stuff on the college network. And if they talk to perhaps the student union department, the people in the student union, they might also be able to get some discounts on some tech that they need perhaps. They could get an NUS card that might entitle them to some discounts on any equipment they want to buy. So that's something that's worth people looking at. students looking at when they start the course is going to speak to the student.
Yeah, NUS is absolutely fantastic. It's a really...
Yeah. Can I just add something to what Neela just said, Naj? As Neela has pointed out really rightly, areas where we need hands-on lab experience, we have, during this lockdown, we have created virtual machines that students are not disadvantaged because they don't have access to the college and physical equipment. They're doing their practicals using virtual machines, so they're not disadvantaged. Many of our students have their own laptops and PCs at home, but some of them have to share them with their siblings and things like that, where there is an issue. And with regards to especially T levels, we have for normal level 1 to level 3 courses, we have bursaries and funding, especially Tony can then give us some information on that, to help students support and purchase the equipment that they need for studying. And with this lockdown, definitely we're going to change the way we do things and the way we teach. So there'll be some expectations that students might need some kit when they're studying from home, but they don't need any specialist software. And bringing about software, we have subscription to Microsoft's E5 Hub, where we give students free software to install on their machines if they want to. So that software is not a restriction, but they would need some kind of platform going forward if we have similar lockdown, just thinking from future. With T-level, a student will have support with regards to equipment when they go to employers' work placements to work through the laptop or machine or help with their travel and things like that. But Tony can shed more light on that bit.
Just touching on work experience, you've talked about T levels quite a lot in terms of the set hours you get. What about the BTEC courses? Are they students given opportunities on those courses for work experience?
Yes, of course. Yeah, although work placement is industry placement is mandatory for T level, we made sure that we're not going to we're going to provide equal opportunities to all our level 2 and level 3 courses as well. We have really hardworking industry placement department. Our IPOs, industry placement officers, are working round the clock acquiring industry placement with local employers. And we got fantastic response from our local employers. I mean, one of the employers in Wolverhampton has given us unlimited work placements. Wow. So it is absolutely amazing opportunity. So none of the students are going to get missed out on that opportunity to go and learn in industry.
That's fantastic.
I think it's worth adding that we do a lot of trips as well, don't we? We've done a few trips to some conferences in London on cyber security and trips like that to different conferences. Yeah. Not long ago, we did a trip. We did a trip to the Computer Museum in Bletchley Park. So we do trips as well like that. To
cyber security in London.
Yeah. That's great. And that's a great opportunity to get the students out of the classroom, isn't it? And see what's out there. And that's fantastic.
The students have lots of opportunity to get out of classroom. We have enrichment, and in that we do sports activities. We've got our sports department, our colleagues from sports team. They take our students out on yoga, walks to Arboretum. We have badminton, football, swimming. Just students need to list and just raise that, can I do this sports, and they just go and subscribe students to the wall climbing has been quite popular with some of our students.
That's really great. So that they're not just stuck behind a desk, as it were, behind a computer. They're getting to do some fun, practical things as well, enrichment, like you said. That's really good. Tanya, I'm just going to bring you in on this section here. There might be quite a few viewers that are watching that haven't got a clue what career they want to go into, what sort of course they might want to do, what sort of path they need to follow. What services your department provides?
Okay, thank you. Well, someone just mentioned fun, and we have 5 fun guidance officers in our team. So we're all available to work with you. If you're unsure about what career or course you want to do, there are a range of services we can offer to help you narrow down into particular jobs or particular courses. The first thing we would suggest is you have a look what's available on our college website. All our courses are listed on there. That's going to give you an interest of some guidance, what you're interested in. Following that, you can contact us and we can either have a Facebook live chat, or we can use phone contacts with your phone numbers, which are all on the website, or we can do it by the old-fashioned email. But there are different techniques we can use to sit with you have a conversation, and they'll to support you to decide where you want to go. That's not always going to be Walsall College. We are an impartial guidance service, but we do have expert knowledge about our courses, particularly about our computing.
Fantastic. Earlier, I think we talked a bit about bursaries and that sort of thing as well. We have got a department that can help with that, isn't there?
We have a student finance department, and again, on the website, which is where all the information is, there is a section on bursaries about what you can apply for and what support you can get on there. That's for equipment, bus fares, lunch vouchers, and many other things. And as Neil said, particularly the student union will be a useful place as well.
Okay. We've got a question come through from Facebook. Charlie has asked, I want to join up for computing but don't know my grades. Should I wait to see what I get? Mina, would you like to answer that?
Yeah. Charlie, what I recommend you do is put in an application for the course you want to do. You would be given predicted grades. I think in by February, you would have had a parents' evening from your school. They would have given you predicted grades. If not, it's worth emailing your tutors, personal tutor, to get those grades. And you can apply for a course and you will be given a provisional offer, provision based on predicted. So we say you have got a couple of grade 4, 5s and 6s and you think, wow, Charlie, these are really good grades. I think they fit in with your level 3. And so we're going to give you option whether you prefer to do software or networking and cybersecurity. We will give you provisional offer for level 3. When in August your actual grades come in, we then decide if they are really good, fantastic, we'll keep you on level 3. If they're English and maths that needs to be adjusted to, then we might look at having you push it to level 2, or depending on how the grades come out. So yes, of course, go for it, apply it, so it gives us a really good idea. Also, we have welcome week when we will invite you to meet up with the team and give you much more orientation about how we're going to go. So yes, it's never too soon to apply for college qualification.
Yeah, Charlie, start applying, or definitely it'll get you onto a course. And then when we obviously meet you, like Mina said, we'll make sure you're placed on the right course as well. For those of you that are slightly concerned about your grades, you think you might not achieve a grade 4. This is not just for computing, this is generally, you will get the opportunity to do a resit alongside your main course of study as well. So that opportunity is still there to improve your maths and English GCSE grades. So don't panic, there are other routes and options available for you, okay? So just keep applying, just carry on with that. Neil, if I just go to you, would you say the computing and the digital jobs market is growing? And in the next couple of years, what sorts of careers or sectors might be the ones to watch out for?
Yeah, definitely. It's an industry that's always growing. It's never going to stop. Especially with the situation with the lockdown as well. That provides loads of new opportunities in this sort of industry. The technology we're using right now, opens up a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of movement in particular areas of computing, big data, business intelligence are real big areas at the moment. We do cover those sorts of areas on our HE courses that we offer at the college, the route to get you your degree. So we offer, we deliver units on those sort of areas. Mobile apps development is obviously a big booming industry, and lots of little companies are cropping up where they develop mobile apps. Large companies have departments within their own companies to develop mobile apps for their businesses, etc. Even the gaming industry. The gaming industry is a tough industry to get into. Most students want to get into the gaming industry. It is a tough industry to get into, but it's not impossible. And it is a growing sector in the UK. There are lots of opportunities in that industry as well. So yeah.
Oh, I forgot to add one more thing actually. You mentioned, Neil, about apps development. We also have Lenovo and Google tablets that we teach students to develop games, and we have background database to connect to those apps. And I think this year we're investing in a lot of VR headsets, aren't we? Because we got a number of courses that are going to be looking at VR emerging technologies. So it just occurred to me.
That's fine. Neil, actually, we've got a question coming from Facebook from Alison. The question is, my son is due to start with Walsall College in September. He eventually wants to go into games design. What should he do? Is there anything he can prepare? to get
to prepare for it. There are lots of stuff you can actually do at home. There's loads of free, tutorials you can look at online. A simple sort of entry point to practice for games development is, if you can get hold of it, it's a little tricky now, is Game Maker. And you can get a free version called Game Maker Lite. If you search for Game Maker, you'll see there's a big fancy studio edition that you have to pay for. But if you search for Game Maker Lite, you might be able to find the Lite version of the software, which is free to download. That's a nice little tool that sort of gets you into sort of games development and building some simple sort of games. There's other, if you want to get a little more basic than that, you could try Scratch, which you can actually sign up to online and do some Scratch programming. That's a little more simpler than Game Maker. If you really want to go for it, you can look at downloading Unreal Engine. Well, actually, no, I won't do Unreal Engine, switch your colour. Maybe Unity. You download Unity. It's a free piece of software to install. It's actually what we use at the college as well for some of our courses. Unity is a gaming engine. You can install that. You'll find loads of tutorials online that you can freely access to get Unity and develop games.
Neil, this question is about career as to Alison's son. He's starting in Walsall College. So I'm thinking that he's probably going to be on level 3 based on just my assumption. On level 3, he will be taught on range of qualifications. So it's like he gets a taster for all the units that would be required to build up not just his knowledge, but also his skills. Study skills would be one of them. You'll have transferable skills, skills for system analysis, about how to manage the whole of the gaming development. You'll have coding skills, because without coding, the games, there are lots of software out there that help you with the drag and drop to design games, but they only go as far. You can't make a career in games just by dragging and dropping. So you need the skills for graphic design, because you want to have the intellectual property right for your own development. So you learn how to design the graphics, you do coding of your games, you do event management, and those would be the skills that your son will be learning at level 3. And then based on that, he can make choices as to whether he would prefer to go on to university courses to study games. And there are quite a few. For example, our partner Staffordshire University provides games development courses. You can go and sign up with them. Or there are some independent bodies, but I would be quite wary. I would check beforehand those independent providers that just specifically teach games programming.
So I'll just highlight that. It is important for students to remember that you're not going to come into our course and just suddenly be creating loads of games. Like Millie said, there's a lot you need to learn. You need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to do the whole life cycle and everything. It's not just about jumping and creating the next game. It's a very tricky skill to learn, and there's a lot you need to learn to it.
Yeah, but during this lockdown time, you can install, like Neela said, you can install Unity, which is one of the good one. And then there are loads of YouTube videos on Unity. You can start building up if you want to make constructive use of your lockdown time.
Alison, I hope that's answered your question. Just got one more before we start wrapping up. Lewis has asked, can they start a level 3 course without their maths GCSE and resit in November? Or would they need to, would they have to study at level 3? That's Louise, sorry.
Okay, Neil, shall I answer this one?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Louise.
We've got some words. It's a level
level 2.
Yeah.
We'll study level 2 instead, Mina.
Oh, if they don't have maths, depending on the grade profile, Louise, if you're coming with a range of grade profile that are sitting on level 4 and above, you are naturally chosen to go on to level 3 courses. But if majority of your profile, including English and maths, are at grade 3 and below, you would be signing up to level 2, because level 2 qualification, the core qualification is smaller in size, so that you have much more time to focus on improving your GCSE English and math skills, and you get a best chance to passing at grade 4 and above English and maths, and then you go on to level 3. We've had scenarios in the past where somebody has pushed themselves to do the level 3, and they said, we can do it, but we missed one GCSE, can we do it? And we looked at, as a test case scenario, a student resitting GCSE exam alongside level 3, where in level 3 first year, you end up with 9 units. It's quite a heavy workload. because GCSE English and Maths are that important for not just your courses in college, but your employability later on, is our emphasis is we dedicate most of our time in courses to help students improve their GCSE score with English and Maths. And therefore at level 2, you will see half of the chunk is dedicated to English and Maths and a smaller core. It still gives you progression opportunities, but also makes your English and Maths quite concrete to get that higher grade that you need to progress into.
There is a way in, isn't there? There is always a way in, and we can get that sorted. We are coming up to our 30 minutes, so I'm going to have to wind this up now. Just finally, final point for everyone, just make sure you do plenty of research around the course you wish to study, where it will progress onto, the kind of apprenticeship, job or higher education course that you might want to go on to afterwards, and submit your application as soon as possible as well, so we can reserve a space for you come September. I want to thank all of our expert panelists today. Thanks everybody.
Najit, sorry,
Yes.
can I just add, just to clarify for potential students,
Sure.
when we're talking about GCSE English, we are specifically talking about the language qualification, not the literature. So I just want to reinforce that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. That's really good. Thank you, Tony. Thanks again for everybody, Tony. We hope that everybody found this session useful today. Lots of information. If you haven't managed to answer your question, please do send us a direct mail on Facebook, or you can email us on info@walsallcollege.ac.uk and we will get back to you. Thank you guys. Hopefully we will see you on our next session, which is on Thursday at 4 p.m. and that's focused around fashion and careers in fashion. So we hope to see you then. Thank you. Thanks everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.